What is up, everyone, and welcome to the Random Encounter Podcast, episode 175. I'm your host, James, and I am joined by the Just Remaster, the dominant himself, Brian.
Live from Carcosa.
And we got the great Ace Attorney, Ash Destroyum.
Yo, what up, guys?
And of course, the fanboy himself, Phaneckswhy.
What's up?
Sorry, I'm like looking at my other the vertical stream because the scenes got all messed up because I was messing with it earlier, but there it goes. All the scenes are up. Anyways, few things here to talk about today. It was a interesting week. PlayStation was the highlight of the week because there was a lot of things happening, including something that just got announced today. So we are going to go ahead and discuss that a little later on. But as always, before we begin, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. Follow over on Twitch if you're on Twitch. And it's official. The Steam controller comes out tomorrow. So last week we talked about the Steam controller, and there seemed to be a leak. There was a review that kind of leaked the price point, not the date, but the price point and some things overall. If you watch that video, you got to kind of have the heads up. But a little bit after the podcast, the official embargo, I guess, lifted, and all these reviews came out, and the official announcement, of course, of the Steam Deck coming out May 4th, which is tomorrow. I'm excited. Is everybody here picking up one or what?
Yep, day one.
Yep, I think we all said that last week. However, I will make kind of a PSA that I saw on Twitter and I agreed with, is that I went out and I bought store credit enough to buy it tomorrow. And if you guys don't feel like buying Steam gift cards, I would definitely go into your balance and add, like $105, $110, depending on your tax. And then that way it doesn't have to touch your credit card, and it'll just be totally, hopefully smooth, because it'll just use your Steam wallet and it'll just be boom, boom, boom,
Yeah, no, I just saw that a little bit right before we started this, and I did the same thing. Sam's Club, they do discounted Steam gift cards, so I went ahead and bought some discounted Steam gift cards, so I had enough
There you go.
for that. And I used some of the money, but then like right after I used the money, I was like, oh shoot, what if there's shipping? You have to pay for shipping.
No, there isn't.
Like,
It's they always do free shipping.
Yeah, that's what I always figured, but like just in case, so I have a little bit leftover money in case they charge for shipping. So
whatever you used to justify having a little extra Steam money, James, I won't tell anybody.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey,
but
James,
what's up?
Time out, hold up, James. Where'd you get that shirt?
Oh yeah, you didn't see the shirt.
Hey,
Is that Nintendo rep?
Hey, where'd you get that shirt, man? I'm like, because I was just in a different plane. I'm like, I'm ready to get the Steam controller. Then I see you with the shirt. I'm like, come on, man. I'm supposed to be the first one to get the shirt.
So, Xfinity, like if there's an Xfinity in your area, there's no Xfinity in our area.
What?
But where what my job does, the people have to visit Xfinity, and somebody had shared a picture showing off that they were giving out free Mario stuff, and I told them, hey, can you pick up a shirt for me, and can you also pick this up for me? Yeah, this nice.
Oh, that's nice.
Oh,
that
is
cool.
Cool.
A frame for that.
Yeah,
what
so I was like,
heck,
and
man?
it's nice too. Like, I don't know if you can see like the grooves on the back, but like this is like it's thick.
Oh, wow.
It's a nice piece. It's not just like paper. It's nice.
It's like cardboard.
Yeah, exactly. So they picked that up, and I had completely forgot about it. And then today, for work, I had to do something, and they were over there, and they gave me the shirt. I was like, oh shoot, I completely forgot about it. But yeah, Xfinity was giving out free stuff.
Connections. I see connections. Wow.
You're gonna frame that bad boy, right? You're not just gonna put that on the wall with like some silly putty, right?
Of course. I'm definitely gonna frame it. Yeah, because I love the artwork of this. It's just super dope. Yeah, Yoshi and Mario.
Yeah, that's a really nice looking poster for sure. By the way, I don't know if you saw Geek Show commented on Twitch. He said, "What's up, guys?" I don't know if you saw that.
Yo, what up,
Yeah, shout out to Geek Show. Always supporting the channel. Appreciate that. Make sure you watch his YouTube channel. Watch archives. I've been doing it almost every day. I missed out, I think, on one day. The other days I was there, Geek. If you're listening, I was there those other days. I just didn't respond because I was busy doing some other stuff. But I've been watching his playthrough. It's always fun to have, and whether it's in the background and watch every now and then. He has different themes for each day. So he has like Final Fantasy Fridays. Was it Waifu Wednesdays, where he has like RPGs that kind of are main like female protagonist dominant. So like
Metroid Monday,
Near, Trails in the Sky, first chapter, and so forth. What's it? Tactical Tuesday or Thursday? one of them. I forgot which one. It's like Tactical Tuesday or Tactical Thursday, where he plays all tactical RPGs, and so forth. So yeah, quite a cool few cool stuff that he does. But going back to the Steam controller, yeah, I'm excited. Like I said, I would buy 2 day one, but I'm gonna get one for now to see how I feel about it, because watching some reviews and seeing the how big it is, I'm just worried. Like I think I was watching Retro Game Core. I believe it was his review where he said that the weight was actually pretty heavy and he did get tired over time. So that's one thing I am worried about. Where something like this is not heavy, like the Golden Kit KK3 Pro Max controller. Like this is not, or KK3 Max controller rather. This is not heavy. The other thing he was commenting on was a lot of like third-party controllers. They have metal around here, so it glides easily around. Or if you look at the Switch Pro controller, I don't know where I have my Switch 2 Pro controller. The thumbsticks don't actually hit the edge, so also it makes it feel like it's gliding around. But the Steam Deck controller, or the Steam controller rather, doesn't have that. But I mean, when you feel the actual like Steam controller, it doesn't feel that bad. So I'm just curious if
Quit saying bad things, James, because I'm gonna be looking out for it. I purposely am getting this thing without reading a single review, just so I don't get influenced by anybody.
Gotcha.
So I'm gonna go and forget what you just said.
Yeah, just forget it. But that's my only worries personally. So I picked up one. More likely I'm gonna like it, because my biggest issue was if I ever hooked up the Steam Deck to not even so much the Steam Deck, but sometimes like if I hook it up and put it in my TV in the living room, there might be a pop-up when I'm doing emulation where you need the mouse, and I would have to run over to the Steam Deck and use the trackpad to kind of navigate. Or like great example is in Dolphin. For whatever reason, you have to go to Dolphin directly and turn on the other controllers. And sometimes if the Steam Deck picks up like a DualSense controller, but the last controller used was an Xbox controller for like player 3, you have to go and manually change it from Xbox to DualSense, or vice versa. So I would have to go and use the Steam trackpad, the Steam Deck trackpad, to switch all of that. It was very annoying. So I'm curious to see how that works. Yeah, the other thing, unfortunately, I'm saying more bad stuff. I'm sorry, Brian. Was that apparently non-Steam games don't work with it right now. So that,
yeah, well,
that's
I'm okay with
everything.
that. I'm planning on playing just Steam with it anyway, so it's fine.
Well,
I have an
I'm
Xbox
not
controller if there's
okay
other stuff.
because I'm playing through
Oh.
Eternal Darkness, and I was like, man, this is gonna be awesome. I'll be able to use it for Eternal Darkness for my stream. But no, I can't use it for Eternal Darkness apparently. So hopefully there's like an update or
There'll be stuff that'll come out. I bet that'll make it work across the board. Like Steam is such a open platform, and they have kind of a reputation for being very open source and stuff. So you'd figure that eventually somebody will figure something out.
Yeah, I mean, Retro Game Core did say there's an app you can download called Scissor. And basically it allows Steam input into non-Steam stuff. So he was able to use it to play on like Xbox Game Pass and on GOG and all these other things. So I'll probably test that out too. I'll have a video on that for sure, because I'm excited for the Steam controller. Yeah, I'm super excited. I'm also gonna pick up Trails in the Sky first chapter. I was originally gonna get it on PS5, but I think I'm gonna get it on Steam because it's on sale right now. So
there you go.
$38.
How much?
$38.
Actually, no, never mind.
Yeah.
I already got the on Switch too. I ain't worried about that, so it's fine.
So
join the double dip club. Come on, the water's
I got
fine.
it on Switch 2 because it looked crisp playing the Switch 1 version. Then I purchased the Switch 2 version, and the Switch 2 update, graphically speaking, looks worse in my opinion. Because I don't know what they did.
It looks the same to me.
To me, it looks blurrier. I'm not
Interesting.
I just don't like it. And, part of it, I blame Geek, right? Because he has Trails in the Sky first chapter on PS5 on archives, and I watched him playing. And I was like, man, like the grass does not look like that. And I turned on the Switch 2 version. And I was like, yeah, there's definitely a lot more grass. So I talked about this previous podcast, but like there's a lot more grass, a lot more detail to a lot of things. And then ever since then, I can't unsee it. So now I'm screwed. Like every time I try to go back and play Trails in the Sky first chapter on Switch 2, I'm just like, it's not the same.
I've always come in with the expectation that the Switch 2 version is always going to be the inferior version compared to its competitors when it comes to graphical fidelity. So it is to be expected, after all, of anything.
Yeah.
So it's not really going to be it's not really going to bother me as much. And then when I was playing through the story a little bit more, I did notice some like inconsistencies when it comes to like the shadows that you were talking about the other day.
Yeah.
But I was like, it is what it is at this point. If they were to go back in and try to like patch it, I hope they do, then cool. But it's not going to be like the end of the world for me.
Yeah.
Because for
What's
me,
the
like I
thing?
said before, yeah. So for a good example, which this is probably one of our topics, is that we might get in a Switch 2 update for Dragon Quest 11. Right? Yeah, 11. Yeah. So the thing is, right, is that I already had Dragon Quest 11 on PC, but if this is a rumored upgrade path, then I will legit drop the PC version, get me the physical version of Switch 1, and it upgrade so that way I can
still
mainly
find
play it
it.
all off of my Switch. Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah, they're out of print.
Dragon Quest is Dragon Quest is Dragon Quest. They love to be rare for no freaking reason. But hopefully I can find myself a copy of the Switch 1 first.
They're probably at GameStop pre-owned.
Yeah, because that's what sold me is mainly physical stuff. I'm fine sticking with the Switch version if I can get all the benefits of the Switch 2 version. If you get what I mean. So but yeah.
No, there's a great segue into some of our small news. But before we go into that, I do just want to mention a little bit. Yeah, that's been the biggest thing about me is I do get the Switch 2 will be inferior, but like I think when my brain is turned off, like, or if I don't see that comparison, I'm okay with it. But the minute I see something, I can't unsee it, if that makes sense, right? But
I mean the same thing for me when it comes to Pragma on Switch 2 versus on PlayStation.
yeah,
Definitely see a huge difference, especially on the hair qualities. And
Yeah.
I remember that night and day. But
see, you know
for
what's funny to me
it's
is
to be expected at that point, you know?
But to me, like the hair quality, for whatever reason, for me doesn't bother me. It's more the blurriness. Like I hate when they go crazy with the bokeh effect for no reason. A great example is a lot of the HD 2D games on Switch 1. I mentioned this, of course, like years ago on the podcast. They go crazy with the bokeh effect, which is background blur, for like heavily to kind of hide like imperfection, and it bothers me. Triangle Strategy had it on the Switch 1, Octopath Traveler 2. They all have that on Switch 1, and it bothers me. Live Alive also has it. But when you go to the other console versions, which are now available, at the time there wasn't any other option, they don't have that bokeh effect, and it looks a lot crisper. Triangle Strategy is a perfect example. Playing that on PC, it looks so much better. It doesn't have the bokeh effect, and it doesn't bother me. And I think that's what Trails has that's also bothered me. Is I'm looking at the cutscene and I see the background and the whole like trees and everything are super blurry, for no reason. Where that same cutscene on PS5 was nice and crisp. Like the trees are crisp. Like they might be out of focus, but they're still crisp, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I see what you mean.
But yeah, like Ash mentioned, Dragon Quest 11 might be coming to Switch 2 with a Switch 2 update. I'm actually pretty excited for that because that is one that I feel like can run easily, whether it's 30 FPS 4K or like 60 FPS 1080p. It can do well for a Switch 2 upgrade. There are certain parts where you can actually outrun the game, and what I mean that is when you're riding your horse and you go too fast, the Switch will actually stop and load because you're going too fast. And I've broken the game, not really broken the game, but I've caused the Switch game to do that multiple times. See, GeakShow says that's what he got. He says I want to do other M, Brian. So he wants to do other M for archives. There you go. And then he says that's why he got Trails in the Sky on PS5. And then another reason,
Don't
don't want
Chrono Trigger HD 2D.
Chrono Trigger HD 2D. Okay, yeah.
Yes.
CTHD. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Chrono Trigger, we've talked about it multiple times. Is that game that it doesn't age. It looks great the way it is. You don't really need
Did you see someone actually, like a fan made a like video of a 3D like Chrono Trigger?
Yeah, it was like an
I didn't
Unreal
like it.
version. I didn't like it either.
Oh, it's on Unreal Engine. Ugh.
Yeah. I didn't like it. It's like leave it alone. Let it be. Like HD 2D. If there is some type of remake, I think HD 2D would just be the best case scenario. Worst case scenario is making it 3D. I don't want it to do that. And don't touch it. I don't want it. Like Square Enix right now, what they did with Final Fantasy remake, I just don't know. Just don't touch it. Let it be. Let it be. It's fine. It's fine the way it is. Chrono Break style. Yeah, I remember the third Chrono Trigger or Chrono game was supposed to be Chrono Break. It was like teased and they showed off Chrono in 3D, and then it never like came out, which was interesting. But yeah, Dragon Quest 11 coming out, or 11S rather, coming out for Switch 2, which is pretty cool. A lot of games, we've talked about this before, a lot of games are being rated for Switch 2, which makes you think that June Nintendo Direct is officially going to happen. I do think it's going to happen. So you just got to wait and see for that Direct. I'm excited because we still haven't gotten Star Fox. Star Fox was supposed to be announced in April, or supposedly. Nate the Hate said it was coming, but there's still no Star Fox announcement. It's got people a lot of people worried, a lot of people thinking that Nate the Hate was wrong. I don't think he was wrong. It's possible that it's just getting delayed, or maybe they're running into issues and they're unsure if they're going to meet the deadline, so they just haven't showed it off. But we got all of May. It can still be announced in May and then come out in June. You never know. Or it can just be in that June Direct and Shadow Drop, which is also a thing they've done before, like Metroid Prime. There's a Final Fantasy IX prequel book that was announced. It's gonna follow Vivi and basically talk about like Vivi's grandpa, which is kind of cool. I don't
Very cute.
care for that. Like, just give me a Final Fantasy IX remake or something. I would prefer that.
Lighten up, James. Come on.
Hey, they got me all hyped with things like this, and then they did nothing. Like,
Yeah,
that stuff.
You're right. I did grab that from Japan, so I was expecting something related to FF9. Whether it was a remaster. Well, technically they did a remaster, right? I don't know.
Not necessarily.
But yeah, not necessarily. And I was like, you expect a remake, but yeah, crickets essentially. So yeah.
It's Final Fantasy
You can't blame
10's
James for that, Brian.
It's Final Fantasy X's anniversary right now too, and that there was rumored that Final Fantasy X was getting remade as well. And I'm not holding my breath anymore. I did download the cool artwork though. Tetsuya Nomura did some new artwork for Final
that was
Fantasy
nice,
X, which looks really, really good. I did download that artwork. It's actually my wallpaper on my phone as well. I had to put it into Pixelmator Pro and like make it fit the iPhone screen like perfectly, and then I put that back on the phone. So pretty awesome. New Xbox wallpapers available. And what I mean by that, you're like, why do I care about wallpapers? What they did is they went back to like the retro Xbox theme, so things like Xbox 360, Xbox One, and the series, and how they each had like their own like background with the Xbox logo, and they changed what the Xbox logo was there to the new Xbox logo. Hopefully that makes sense, because I said Xbox logo a lot. But just picture the Xbox 360 logo, but now instead of it being the Xbox 360 like more rounded logo, it's the new Xbox logo with the 360 look or layout there. Indiana Jones Switch 2 performance has been detailed. 1080p in docked, 720p in handheld, and it will run 30 FPS both in docked and handheld. There's a game I didn't mention that I was going to pick up on Switch 2 because I have yet to play it on PC, but now that Game Pass is getting cheaper, maybe I might try it on PC again, since it is getting cheaper.
I'm sorry, which game? I kind of missed it.
Indiana Jones.
Oh, so it was running 30 FPS across the board on Switch 2?
Correct. And then 1080p docked and 720p handheld.
Not surprised. Yeah, not surprised at all. Makes sense.
Let's go ahead and talk about Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. The demo came out on Switch 2. Has anybody here tried it yet?
I have not, but I watched somebody played it, so I can definitely speak on it a little bit.
Okay, cool. Brian, you said you haven't tried it?
No.
How about you, Fan?
No.
Okay.
I've been playing other things.
I gotcha. So I did test it out this morning to kind of get a feel, because I did want to speak about this. And I mentioned like I was super excited it's coming to Switch too. And I do gotta say, I did watch a video. I don't remember if it was Digital Foundries or Switch Up's video, or it could have also been Good Vibes Gaming. I don't remember which video it was, but they were showing the differences between PS5 version and the Switch 2 version. And there was definitely a lot of negativity, inconsistent frame rates, lower texture quality, missing items. For example, when you go into Tifa's house and you go into her room, like all the posters and all the little Easter eggs they put in there are completely gone. The table and like I think Cloud's house, like there's no like plates and all that stuff. It's just an empty table. And I thought that would bother me. But when I was playing it and I go into the house, I was like, it's actually, I don't care. The only thing that did bother me was Tifa's room because there was a lot of Easter eggs. Like you had the dolphin photo, which was supposed to kind of like do the Easter egg of Juno when you go to Juno and then you're going up on the dolphin and stuff like that. So they had that stuff, and I think there was a poster about Emerald Weapon. I believe it was this game where they kind of show that, and that's not in there either. But outside of that, like it doesn't look that bad. Being in what's the name of the town? What's Cloud's hometown? I forgot.
Nibelheim?
Yeah,
Nibelheim?
Nibelheim. There we go. Being there and like I was trying to see if I can get it to chug. I was going around where there's a lot of NPCs. In that town, at least, it doesn't really chug. To the naked eye, at least for me, it looks like it was a steady 30 FPS. Maybe there's like some slight dips, but nothing noticeable for me at least. In combat, I only did the first like part where you're Sephiroth. I didn't notice any slowdown there. What else? I mean, that's pretty much it. So I've only done the beginning. Reviews are saying it's not that great. Texture quality is low. I was looking at like houses and like the wood texture and the dirt texture. I was playing on my TV as well, so I was playing docked on my 4K TV, which is a what size is my TV? Like 60 something, 65 or something like that. I don't notice the difference. So I think it's great. I think it looks good. It's running steady so far. I haven't gone to the open world. So next week I'll try to get to the open world and kind of get a feel for it, see if it's really that bad. But so far I think it runs solid and it looks great. Ash, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, so despite not me playing the demo yet, I did watch Maximilian dude play the Switch 2 version and stuff on his stream, and honestly, I couldn't from the naked eye, I couldn't find any difference. Which I think that's what matters by the end of the day.
Yeah.
If it quacks if it quacks like a duck, it is a duck at this point. And the thing is, Max kept going back and forth on like the differences between the PC version and the Switch 2 version. So he wasn't even trying to use the PS5 version at this point. And there were some differences, don't get me wrong, but it wasn't like a night and day difference, if anything. Maybe some lightning and shadow quality a little bit here and there, but overall, in our eyes, I feel like Square Enix really did a good job when it came to this port. It kind of felt similar to when FF7 Integrate came out on the Switch 2. So yeah. I think the problem is what I've seen from some of these reviewers is that the way they're coming in onto this, they're trying to do apples to apples instead of doing apples to oranges, because the Switch 2, you have to expect that the Switch 2 will look worse than the PS5, than the PC, all that kind of stuff. And I don't think they're doing that. And of course, you can be negative that hey, the texture quality is lower, but that's to be expected. That's an expectation. You expect the Switch 2 to look better than the PS5? Of course not. Never in a million years. So from my point of view, I feel like this is an overall good port for the Switch 2, because I barely see any frame drops on this thing. It was like a smooth 30 FPS from what I was able to see. I feel like I'll be able to play this game 100% through. So I tip my hat off to them without even playing the demo. So it's pretty good on how much they were able to accomplish with the Switch 2.
Yeah, and I think that's something that I feel that I just think gamers in general, like sometimes you look at a Digital Foundry review and they're really like their job is really to nitpick, right? So, and I'm not saying nitpicking as in like they're doing a bad job, but their job is really to give you the breakdown of performance of maybe it's inconsistencies or maybe it's pros. And a lot of times you might see the inconsistencies, but at the end of their review, they're like, yeah, it is a good port. It looks great. I think going here is like, yeah, you can nitpick some of those things, but to like my eyes, if I didn't notice that, or rather like, me playing that part on PS5 and then on PC, like if I didn't watch that video, I'm sure I would have came into the Switch 2, not even realize that the stuff, maybe in Tifa's room, but not realize that there was no plates on the table or anything like that. So I think it's a good port. We'll see. I'm probably going to pick it up day one, but I probably won't beat it like I want to, because like I've been trying to force myself to beat Remake, and I mentioned this multiple times. I picked it up again and was playing it a little bit more, and it's just a chore. I'm so close. I'm already in Shinra's Shinra's tower or whatever. I'm
Okay.
getting to the part where I'm about to rescue Aerith, and yeah, it's just a chore. That's just like
You say that. You say that. I'm trying to convince myself on start playing Rebirth,
yeah.
but I'm so afraid to play that because there's so much fluff in that game. It's ridiculous. I feel like there's so much unnecessary fluff,
There
and
is.
I'm like afraid to touch that. Like, goddamn.
There is.
Listen. I know you don't like side quests in FF16, but I'd rather go back to FF16 because I know it's straightforward. Like you go from here and here, do 3 side quests. All right, main story quest. That's it.
Yeah,
Rebirth,
I mean,
bro, it's so overwhelming, bro. So overwhelming.
yeah, the fluff that's in Rebirth for sure is not as bad as like or I'm sorry, the fluff that's in 16 is not as bad as in Rebirth. Like you might like finish a main story beat and then like, hey, I need you to find this thing for what's her name, Mid, or I need you to find like a what was it, something for Mid for her ship. I was like, okay, like that's a 1, 2, 3 and you're done. But in Rebirth, no, it's just like it's a whole thing. Like the only fun part for me is because I enjoyed it was the whole what's it called, Queen's Blood, like little thing on the cruise ship. Like I didn't mind that because I like Queen's Blood. So doing the whole championship, yes, it was a side quest, a giant side quest basically that you had to do to progress the story. But it's fun. Like Queen's Blood is amazing. They should just make that like a mobile app. I would probably play that like almost every day because I thought Queen's Blood it's a really cool game. I think it outbeats, in my opinion, like Tetra Master and what's the other one? What's the one from Final Fantasy VIII? What can I remember?
Triple Triad.
Triple Triad. There we go. I think it outbeats those card games like instantly for sure.
I really
Doesn't beat Triple Triad.
You don't think so?
I don't know. Maybe it's just I'm too dumb for Queen's Blood, but I find it really hard to kind of wrap my mind around. Triple Triad, I mostly understand, except when there's like really weird rules and stuff. But like it's kind of few and far between. And I genuinely think, or generally not genuinely, generally think that what was Nines? You just said it. Tetramaster.
Tetramaster.
I think Tetramaster is kind of trash. I could never figure out Tetramaster.
I feel like it's. I gotta go back and play it, but like in my head, it's like it was similar to Triple Triad, but maybe it's not. Like,
it's kind of similar, but it's different.
Yeah. Okay. I think Queen's Blood is great. Like I just like that. It to me, it felt basic. It's basic, but it's fun. It's just like you have 3 rows, and the whole thing is you're trying to capture the rows, similar to Triple Triad, except that I don't know. It's a little bit different. You can only really go sideways, or I guess you can go diagonal as well. But I enjoyed it. Hello, Roses. Would you like to listen to our news broadcasting for competition? No, thanks. Appreciate the offer though. So yeah, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. I think it's fine. Like performance, yeah, according to reviews, might not be the best, but I'll update when I actually go ahead and get to the open world and see if I really do change my mind, if it's really as bad as what some people were complaining about. Because I don't like listening to people online because they're always loud and they're always complaining, and 9 times out of 10 they're usually wrong. Things are usually just okay.
That's why I stopped. I mean, it's been a while since I used Instagram, but I definitely just 100% quit Twitter, bro. So yeah.
No. On the side note for Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, I did want to mention something that I've been doing. It slightly has to do with what we've been playing, but it's really more of something that I was testing out to see, and I actually enjoy it. And that is I blame Ash for introducing this to us a long time ago, and he talked about it.
I did. Okay,
I just took forever to try it out, and I finally did. And that's lossless scaling. So I've been messing around with lossless scaling.
Okay.
And I do gotta say, I prefer lossless scaling to like AMD's like FSR frame generation or anything like that. I feel like it does a way better job than AMD's frame generation. A great example is playing Rebirth. Rebirth using AMD's frame generation, there was still a lot of stuttering and a lot of inconsistencies. So like it didn't really hit 60 FPS. Like it will go around like 40 and then drop down to the 20s. Where with lossless scaling, it constantly, the lowest I've seen it go to is like 45, but it's between 45 to 60 on my ROG Ally X, which I thought it was great. So I've been playing that with frame generation. I'm not getting any type of latency or anything like that. And I've tested other games. Another game, which we'll talk about a little bit later, about what when we go to talk about what we've been playing, we'll talk about that game later. But I was testing out with Expedition 33 because, of course, you have to be very timed. And with lossless scaling turned on, it's like solid. Like I actually think it's better latency than AMD's frame generation that's built into the game. Because the minute I shut off that frame generation, went to lossless scaling, I had to retime my hits, but it made more sense. Just to give you an example, like frame generation when playing that game, for whatever reason, I had to press the parry button right before it hits. Like it was a little bit before it hits, which I thought was always kind of weird. I'm like, why do I have to do that? But then I thought maybe it's because of frame gen. But with lossless scaling, I actually have to now I press the button right when the attack hits and it's supposed to connect and I'm parrying. So it's like, why wasn't that the thing? In DLSS frame gen is exactly the same way. AMD's, I guess, frame gen does give you a lot more latency when compared, and I had reflex turned on and everything. But yeah, that was my biggest issue with AMD's frame gen. So yeah, lossless scaling. If you don't have it, I highly recommend it, especially for a Steam Deck. It brings in new life. I was Persona 3 Reload at the set TDP that I have, which was a lower TDP. I was able to do 90 FPS no problem with lossless scaling and frame gen, which is kind of cool. There is a little bit of a thing you have to do when it comes to lossless scaling on Steam Deck. You have to download something to make it work, but it does work. And then on ROG LIX or any Windows machine, you just use the app and you're good to go. So yeah, I should shout out to Ash because he's the one that brought it up first, and he was talking big about it.
Yeah, I now remembered. Yeah. I'm actually using lossless scaling a little bit on my gaming laptop when my because even though it looks like I'm on my PC, I'm actually using my work MacBook to come into the Discord essentially.
Yeah.
But since my main PC is still out of commission, I've been having my old gaming laptop stream some of my games to my Steam Deck and stuff with the Apollo Moonlight setup essentially. And what's cool is that within the Apollo setup, you can actually specify like which graphics card you want to use in order for it to start to encode those streams for you. So luckily for me, I had a gaming laptop that has Thunderbolt 3. So with Thunderbolt 3, you can use an external GPU. So from that point, I used the internal GPU, which was the 1060 Max Q design. So, and with that GPU, I use that mainly for streaming to my Steam Deck, and have my external GPU, which at the time is the 1080 Ti, to render the game. So with with those two combined, there's like literally no like performance loss there, which is amazing. On top of that, was also interesting is that lossless scaling can also see multiple GPUs as well. So within lossless scaling, I went and actually chose Max Q design for the scaling, which works masterfully. Still no performance loss. So I'm just glad I was able to like further tinker with this setup that I had while my computer's out of commission. Up until Tuesday, that's when my replacement password was supposed to come through. But it's been fun. It's been good fun while tinkering this stuff and then actually progressing through Expedition 33. Which, by the way, Ryan, the only thing I got left now is basically defeating Simon, and that's it.
Nice. So you finished the tower?
Yeah, tower was easy.
Good man.
Tower was easy. Yeah,
Good
tower
man.
was easy. Funny enough. So
is the tower like a main like story?
Oh no, you don't have to do the tower. You can skip
No,
it.
it's not story at all.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
I wonder where I'm at. We'll get to it a little bit when we talk about what we've been playing. Because I've been playing it too on and off. I thought Bryant would see, my activity on Steam and say something, but he's not noticing.
I didn't see it
at all. So like, all right. Let's talk about the big news that happened this week. That is PlayStation. PlayStation has, oh man, like I don't know. And I'm curious to hear Brian's thoughts on this because I feel like they kind of slowly like almost are betraying consumers in a way, but they did come out and say exactly why they did what they did. But it took them so long to kind of say something. And I'm just like, why? So PlayStation did an update. I think it was like the March update where people started noticing that when you buy a game, it will now do a 30-day DRM check. And people were kind of getting worried. So they were saying like, well, so are you saying every 30 days you're doing a DRM check? So a lot of people started digging and started noticing that, yeah, like everybody was getting that. If you purchase a game after that March update, it gives you a 30-day DRM check. So there was a lot of like theories out there on what it's for, and somebody finally realized, okay, no, the DRM check is for 14 days, and after 14 days the DRM goes away. So I'll do a DRM check in 14 days, and then it just goes away, and then that's it, it's yours forever. But a lot of people were still worried because it was still saying 30 days, it didn't say 14 days. So finally Sony did come out and say that yes, the DRM check is only temporary, and then once it does the secondary check, then that's it. You don't have to worry about it. And then the game is basically yours, and it's not doing the DRM check again. And it seems to be that the reason they did that was people were doing this, which I wish I figured out myself. Like that was pretty awesome. But what people were doing, they were purchasing a game on PlayStation Network, and then they were asking for a refund. Sony was refunding them, but what it is, they brought the console offline. And because they brought the console offline, they were able to play the game throughout while it was offline, and then the minute they turned it, they connected back to the internet, it went away. So people who were basically getting free games, they were buying a game, playing through it, refunding it but playing through it, and then getting the game back. So like, it was a crazy like workaround, and I'm surprised that wasn't really like public, because you would think that people would notice that and they usually share it to everybody right away. But apparently it wasn't big. I didn't even know that was a thing. But
Well,
really,
that's why people want to like keep those secret, because once it gets out, it's going to get patched. Essentially, there's going to be a ban for that, So that's,
exactly.
yeah, I got to understand why people kept that on the download of anything. So,
But I'm curious, like, Brian, what were your thoughts on this? Like, especially them not answering anything until what was it, like 2 or 3 days ago, when they finally talked to, who was it? I think GameSpot. They finally answered them.
Yeah. So what's crazy is that it took GameStop. I think it was GameStop, wasn't it? I don't think it was GameSpot. It was wasn't it GameStop?
I thought it was GameSpot.
Let me look.
Yeah.
I thought it was GameStop actually.
Really? GameStop?
I think
it's GameSpot, because GameSpot
Yeah.
is the like news and articles. GameStop.
Yeah, my bad. Yeah, it is GameSpot.
Yeah, it's GameSpot.
Well, no, GameSpot is the gaming news thing, but I could have sworn that they reported it to GameStop. Well, anyway, I'm gonna find out, because it is interesting. But I thought it was a post from GameStop. But regardless, GameStop made a post that was basically making fun of it, of this DRM thing that was kind of getting circulated on the internet, that was going to happen with this DRM. And in my head, it's like, dude, when GameStop is dunking on you, this isn't some niche thing that two people are talking about anymore. Like, this is something that's gotten widespread attention between not just gaming sites, I feel, but just kind of an overall trending thing on Twitter. And once it gets to that point, you either have to put up or you have to shut up. Now, to be fair to them, I mean, it was like 4 or 5 days, I want to say, before they came out with that statement, from when that initial guy came out talking about how the DRM works now, supposedly. And, for a corporation that size, like, maybe that's not that bad of a time, because they have to kind of cover their bases legally. They have to make sure that they're not breaking any sort of giving away too much as to why they're doing it that way, so people don't run out and try to game the system or whatever. But at the same time, it's like Sony, I mean, all the big three have been pushing buying digital games forever now, but Sony, in particular, definitely is all about PSN, buying games digitally. That it's so pushed, and I'm fine with it, because I've been all digital for close to 10 years now. But the fact that they kind of just were silent when this major news was coming down, and people are freaking out their library, because I have a lot of money invested in PSN in like my digital purchases, and it's understandable for people to kind of freak out and be like, why are we changing the paradigm of how our online license checks work? Now, you have to keep in mind that this mindset was before Sony took 4 or 5 days to come out and clarify what this exactly meant. So, go back in the time machine and look back to when people that sounded like they knew what they were talking about explained this new check as requiring to have this 30-day online thing, or 30 days. If you don't check it online with your library within 30 days, you lose access until you do. Now, something I want to be clear about, I'm going to use a double negative here. I haven't not had internet access consistently since like I was probably 12 or 13 years old. Like I've always had internet. Like if there was a day that went by where I didn't have internet since then, it incredibly rare and I don't even remember it. So it's not about the prerequisite of having an internet connection, because we all work on the internet every day. We play on the internet all day. It's very rare we don't have a connection. The world is wired now for the most part, but outages happen, but it's just not very common. And you have people that are in the service too that don't have internet as well. So take that into account too. But just for people like us that don't do anything like that, internet is very constant for us. But in my head, because what that guy was saying, that first initial post about the DRM checks, what he was saying was that primary console has no bearing on this. You can have a primary console and it doesn't affect this DRM check at all. Like if 30 days doesn't matter, you're out unless you go in for online check-in. So once the primary thing came up and they were saying that it was even going to happen on a primary, that's where I really started to get kind of queasy about it, because it's not about the online check-in thing. What it's about for me, it's the principle. It's if I purchase this game, it's mine. It's on my prime. If it's on my primary console, it does not require an internet connection. If you want to make it so you can change your primary console like once or twice a year, like that's fine. Like set that limitation to prevent bad actors. But punishing people and changing the terms in the middle of the game and saying like, okay, well now you do own all these licenses, but we're going to make it so now you have to be online to play your games. Again, we all have internet access. It's the principle. If you want to make it so let's say I have 3 PS5s, I don't, but let's say I did, and my non-primary PS5s, you wanted to put some sort of like online DRM check-in for 30 days, like I'm fine with that. Like that's fine if you want to kind of try to stop piracy and the thing you mentioned about people going offline. And trying to keep games and stuff. Like if you want to put that in there, I'm fine with that. But as far as like the primary thing goes, like that's not acceptable. And I am a little irritated that there wasn't like some sort of placeholder announcement that Sony could have done. Just like, hey, there's a bunch of stuff out right now. Just be aware this isn't what you guys think it is. Just stay tuned. We're gonna have an official statement on this in the next couple days. Like, I mean, and even then that might be a little too ambiguous, but I'm sure there could have been some legal way they could have made a statement before the statement just to kind of quell how the internet went on fire for 4 or 5 days while people were jumping off roofs and worried about this new DRM that was coming down. And people were saying, well, Saros is the last PSN game I'm buying on digital and stuff like that. And I mean, they had brand damage because of this, like flat out. You had all those people posting memes of when the PlayStation 4 came out and the Xbox One of like, this is how you share a game. And they were like imposing the Xbox folks into the PlayStation meme and it's just like, there's no equivalence here because this was never a thing. But the fact that it was so ambiguous that it was even thinking that this was a similar thing, that's a problem. That's a brand problem. There's people that saw this, and it's not a non-zero chance that some people tapped out. They're just like, you know what, screw this, I'm not buying anymore. And they didn't catch the PS by GameSpot or GameStop a few days later. Like, I'm not saying that's the majority. I think the majority of people that heard about this probably heard the correction a few days later, but there's not probably zero people that didn't go back. So I just really don't like how this was handled. I appreciate the fact that these folks that saw the DRM come down, the DRM change come down, they wanted to report on it. I'm not saying that maybe there wasn't some bad intentions there. Maybe it was. Maybe they were just trying to like set the internet on fire. Maybe they were trying to make a name for themselves. Maybe they were trying to show that they had this technical knowledge and stuff like that. But I'm gonna err on the side of they saw something that concerned them and they wanted to report it, and then the internet does what it does, and it just kind of like took it and ran with it. Yeah, and made it 100 times worse. But I'm glad Sony came out and they said something, even if it wasn't immediate. I'm glad that what the change is makes sense. I think it's totally acceptable. There's nothing wrong with what they're doing to prevent people from buying games and getting a return and then keeping it and stuff like that. Like, that's fine. It's just really unfortunate all the way around. And, what's crazy is I was listening to a podcast. This is the last thing I'll say on this. I was listening to a podcast where the guy was saying, it's Last Stand Media sacred symbols, where Colin Moriarty was saying something like, "It doesn't make any sense. Why would Sony? Why did you guys even believe this in the first place? That Sony would screw everybody and that they would just put this." First of all, he was kind of like downplaying the whole internet connection thing, saying again, we all have internet connections. It doesn't matter. But he said something like, "Why? Let's just pretend that does bother you or whatever. Why do you guys even care about this?" What was I going to say about this? I lost my train of thought. Man, what was I going to say about this?
I mean, this isn't nearly as bad as what was
I'll come back
Xbox,
to it. Keep going.
when they had you have to have internet access at all times. That whole nightmare, and then they kind of backpedaled. Does everyone remember that? Was it the Xbox One?
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. The meme.
Yeah.
It was it had it required internet at all times, and they're like, okay, we're gonna backpedal this feature because this whole thing is a nightmare PR for us. You would think Sony would have had the wherewithal to remember that issue, where they could have just got ahead of this and make sure everything was cleared up, so there wasn't going to be any type of misinterpretation.
I remembered what I was going to say just real quick before I forget it again, is that he was saying that when he heard this story about the DRM thing, he immediately knew it was bullcrap, because why would Sony do this? Why would they screw over all their customers for seemingly no gain or whatever? And it's dude, corporations do stuff like this all the time that screws over the customer for no reason. And you ask, why are they doing this? Why are they doing this? There's no answer. They just do it, and you're just forced to eat it. So I think it's kind of a naive perspective to say that there's just no way it's possible because it doesn't make any sense. It's no, corporations do stuff all the time that doesn't make any sense for the consumer at all. So that's where I stand. But that's all I have to say on it.
Yeah, I mean, I agree a lot with that. That is definitely a naive stance when it comes to thinking that Sony won't ever implement that, because like you said, it's a corporation. We've had different CEOs, and I think people's, I don't want to say the values change, but almost the values go away, and it becomes hey, how can we maximize our profits? And to the thing about where he said everybody has an internet connection. I hate when I hear that, because while maybe true, right? We live in Florida, I live in Florida, Brian does, but I live in Florida, and there's hurricanes, and sometimes you'll lose power, and then you might get power back, but the internet's still off. So you're basically saying that after the hurricane, you might have power, but then you can't play your PS5 because it has to do a DRM check, but you can't get internet because there's no internet. And you might say, okay, use your phone as a hotspot. There's times then when the hurricane hits, guess what? The cell towers are down too, so then you don't have any signal either. So that take I don't like, because there something can always happen. Your internet provider can go down, and then you're saying that immediately once you lose internet, well, guess what? If you're in the middle of playing, your PS5, it will shut off because it's still checking for that internet connection. A great example, I don't remember what it was that I was playing, but I was playing something. I want to say it was on PS4, maybe. I think it was on PS4 because I had two PS4s. I had a PS4 Pro and a regular PS4. And I was playing something, and we lost internet. And my PS4 was the secondary, while my my son's PS4 was the primary, so then they can play whatever game that I have, they can play it on their PS4. And because I lost internet connection because the internet went down, it automatically, the game literally stopped, and it says putting game in on standby because you don't have internet. It says something along that lines. I was like, wow, really? Now I can't play it because it did a check while I was playing for internet, and the internet happened to just go down, and I couldn't continue playing the game. And I was like, well, that's kind of lame, right? So stuff like that happens. Internet's not always stable, right? I have fiber, but I still lose internet every now and then for whatever reason, because I don't know, it's Florida, and that's just how internet works. So I hate when I hear stuff like that. But yeah, I did search it up. IGN has an article, and it just says it was a statement made to GameSpot that PlayStation.
Okay, so that was just my dyslexia, apparently.
Yeah, so yeah, GameStop confirmed it with PlayStation. All the other articles I was looking at, it was like a Sony representative confirmed to them. I was like, I don't remember seeing your guys's like tweet about that stuff, but it was GameSpot that did say that it was confirmed to them. Ash, any thoughts on this?
Yeah, sure. So for one thing, right? Yeah, of course, corporations are going to be using DRM on this. In my opinion, I don't think it makes it okay though to have DRM for most stuff. Like, you're gonna obviously get your DRM on every console that you have. There's DRM on Steam. There's DRM on EA. The only place that probably doesn't have DRM, or well, they claim there's no DRM, is GOG, which makes sense because I can literally grab Breath of Fire 4 from GOG, put it on my Steam Deck, put it on my Mac if the software supported, put it on my laptop, put it on anywhere I want because I bought it, I own it, it's mine, if anything, right? And the thing is too is, I think what this shows is that it's showing people that, hey, this exists whether you like it or not. And at the end of the day, what are you going to do about it at this point? And my answer to them is look at some physical media, support GOG, because the more money GOG gets, then yeah, the more they're able to put games up onto their platform. Now, of course, you're not going to get the latest and greatest games onto that platform, but it is a start, and it's you have to like start, open your eyes a little bit if you want to start owning your stuff, because DRM at the end of the day, it's meant to control what you have and what you own. It is what it is, I might get cut off in a minute because the MacBook's trying to auto update itself, but let's see what happens. But
you should be able to stop it.
No, I can't. It's my work MacBook. I can't stop that. Yeah, it's like a forced update. But anyway, yeah. But basically, the whole thing, how it went down, I'm not surprised that there's DRM on it. I feel like it's probably been there for a while. It's just people never pay attention to it, or Sony probably made it like more like front facing where you can actually see it, because I feel like that was already embedded, hard coded like within the code of the OS or something like that. So I'm not surprised one bit at all. And I feel like when people were like freaking out about this thing, I'm just like, brother, I'm pretty sure you can find that in the Nintendo console. I'm pretty sure you can find that in the Xbox. It's everywhere. Like, you're figuring this out yourself. It's good, but let's see if you're going to action on this by actually, buying physical media here and there, So that's the whole attack on it.
I don't mind DRM though.
Thing.
Go ahead, Brian.
I don't mind DRM in general, as far as like what PlayStation is doing now with the status quo, with they want to prevent people from being bad actors and refunding something and going offline and playing it. Like, that's fine. And as long as they're, not changing with their terms with like the primary console and making it so you can play, like, I'm fine with having a baseline DRM, because I don't have an expectation that I'll be able to like take my PS5 copy of Saros, put it on a hard drive, go to a friend's house, and then like just put it on his, and then he has it. Like, it's not realistic. So I don't have problems with DRM for that kind of thing. Like, yeah, in an ideal world, nothing would have DRM and I own it. And I know what you're saying about physical games, that is how it works with physical games. Well, kind of, because you need to have the game inside the machine in order to play it, like the physical disc. But you can sell it, you can trade it in, all the rest. But I don't have a problem with baseline DRM. It's just when stuff becomes kind of draconian, where there's a lot of stringent limitations on what needs to be interacted with, what needs to be handshaked or handshook or whatever before something can start playing again. That's kind of where I start to draw the line. But I have no illusions that it's just not going to be the same as it was, back in the day, where you could get a copy of Doom on your PC and then just like bring it to a friend's house and throw it on their hard drive or something like that. Like, those days are gone.
I mean, I think Steam
You're muted. You're muted. If you're trying to say something.
I think Valve was trying to implement a way to sell games, if I remember correctly. They're looking at a way to sell digital games, or like trade it with like people. I want to say that was a few years ago that they said they're trying to figure out a way to do that. Used digital games. Yeah, basically, like if somebody, well, not used digital games, but like let's say
you want to trade a license for a license or something.
Yeah, like let's say, hey, I have Chosen the Sky first chapter, right, and you want to play it. that I can either let you borrow the game, I can sell it to you, or I can just give you the game, and then I don't have that license anymore. It becomes yours. Which I feel like we're kind of halfway there, because with the Switch 2 and the virtual game key card, I feel like that's a or not virtual game key card. What is it? What do they call it? I forgot what they call it now.
Family share? I mean, I don't know.
Yeah. What was that?
Does family share or something like that? Or?
Is it just called family share? I thought it has like a specific name.
Isn't it virtual game cards?
Oh yeah, virtual game cards. There we go. Yeah. So the ability to like to share virtual game cards amongst your family, like I think that's kind of like halfway there, but I feel like it should be more than just your family. Like that's one thing I don't like about the Switch version of that. Is like, hey, or A, like why do I have to be next to you?
Yes.
B, like, why can't I just let you, through Wi-Fi let you borrow the game, and then you have the rights for it. And I have no longer the rights for it for 14 days until you give it back. So I hope when it comes to digital, like we can figure it out a way, because I'm sure it's possible. Like I'm sure it can be done. Valve saying that they're working on that. Like I think right now the innovator in game space in terms of like just a lot of things, I think Valve is doing great on that stuff. Like they are definitely stepping it up, and it's stuff
I love
that
Valve. Valve's great.
yeah, like stuff consumers have been asking. Yeah, Gabe has his yacht and stuff like that, but hey, he's earned it, right? He's earned it. He's doing great work, and I hope they just continue to kind of like, I don't even know what you call that, innovation. I guess maybe it's innovation, like innovate the digital space that they got
it's
going on.
definitely innovation, 100%. But like the
Yeah.
thing is too, the way Valve's doing DRM is the way I like to see done, because for one thing is that the whole Steam family sharing that they have,
Yeah.
I feel like they kind of gave us too much power with those licenses, mainly because is that right now I can go on my Steam library, play Pragmata, and not have to pay a single dime. That's literally a huge loss. That's literally a loss of a sale for Capcom, essentially. That's how I was able to play Crimson Desert, essentially.
PlayStation
right?
does that too, though. PlayStation does that too, and Xbox.
I think it's more strict on PlayStation.
Way more so
Yeah.
on PlayStation.
No, because with PlayStation, so a great example is if I buy one copy of Elden Ring on PlayStation, my son and I, we can both play it. Like Demon's Souls is a great example. I only have one copy, but me and my son can play it at the same time. On Valve's family sharing, you can't. So if he's playing Resident Evil 4, I can't play Resident Evil 4.
I was saying with the refund thing.
Oh, the refund? Oh, we're talking about like being able to family share. Like that's like Valve is.
I thought Ash was saying something about playing Pragmata and not having to pay for it. I thought he was talking about like buying it and then playing it and then getting a refund for it. I misunderstood.
Both.
Okay.
Both. So like, I can buy Pragmata, and like, I mean, I don't know if you can speed run it and beat under 2 hours, because that's insane.
Probably not.
I don't think you're not enjoying the game that way, but
you'll be like Cartman at Casa Bonita if you play it that way.
Yeah, that'd be insane. But like, some people would like buy like an indie game off of there where they can speed run it in less than 2 hours and then fully refund the game, which I feel like to me that's BS. You shouldn't have to refund the game,
Yeah.
And then but the thing is, what I'm talking about is that whether you're on PlayStation Family Share or Steam Family Share, the fact that I have access to other games I hadn't that I had never bought, like before I bought Metaphor Refantasio, there was already a friend of mine that already bought Metaphor already. I could have just play his copy, beat it, don't have to buy it, But so in my head, in my conscience, I'm like, brother, I love this game. I want to support it. I want to support Metaphor. I want to support Pragmata. So on and so forth. Right. And damn, I don't know what the point I'm trying to make is. I guess is DRM can't stay. Just depends on who's at the helm and who's handling the DRM. Who's handling it correctly, so that way it's fair on both for the consumers and for the business. If that makes sense.
To quickly go back to something you said earlier, Ash, about like the way the Switch does DRM. It doesn't do a 30-day check. Like if it's your primary console,
I know it doesn't do a 30. No, I know it doesn't do a 30-day check, but I wouldn't be surprised if there's some sort of form of DRM on that Switch.
I mean, I would assume so. Like for digital licenses,
there is. I'm already going to assume that every console is going to have a DRM. Like it has to at that point.
Well,
I'm not saying that the Switch has a 30-day DRM, but it will have some form of DRM, and whenever that gets exposed, then you know for a fact there's gonna be so many Nintendo Expos videos, fake ones by the way, because they're like, wow, why would Nintendo use DRM? I'm like, brother, DRM's been
Well,
there.
remember
What are you talking about?
that's what the product key thing is, right? You know, for DRM, right? So each individual game has a product key linked to it, whether it's a cartridge or if it's a digital game, right? So that's how
Yeah, I
like
know.
when you do like the emulation, you need that product key or a product key that matches with that game, or you can't use it at all.
Oh, what
So
I'm
that's a
saying,
DRM. Mhm.
James, what I'm saying is that there could be like another form of DRM within Nintendo where people didn't know about, and it's going to be like
Mm.
the PlayStation stuff all over again, essentially.
Oh, I gotcha.
Which I'm
Okay.
like, at that point, why be surprised about that? You know that
Yeah.
was already there. Like, why
'Cause
you see what I'm saying?
yeah.
So,
Because I know, like, for
but
my
yeah,
Switch 2 being like a secondary, or no, my Switch 2 is primary. I'm sorry, but my Switch, me having like two Switches, if I play a game, like before I boot it up, it'll say always like checking to see, what is it? Checking something. Basically, it's checking to see if I have the rights to the game and I have to be online. Um, the Nintendo Switch Online stuff does a 365-day DRM check because, right, you have the subscription. So every year it does a check to see if you have the license to it or if you don't. And then what sucks was like the other day, like, so my subscription lapsed for a little bit. It was like 5 days or whatever. And the Switch 2 already saw that I didn't have it. So when I went back to play Nintendo Switch Online GameCube, and I was like in my car, I couldn't play it because they did the DRM check, and it's like I couldn't verify that I have access to it. So I had to go, when I got home, I had to open up all my Switch Online, um, whatever you want to call it, games platform, whatever you want to call the things. I had to open them all up so it can verify that I have the rights to play those games again. So yeah, I know that it does a 365-day check, which makes sense. Last thing while we're on the topic of Sony, there is, I wouldn't say this part is controversial, but it's more, like a heads up. This came out today. Sony had a lawsuit saying that they had a monopoly on digital games.
Oh yeah, I saw this.
The only place you can buy PlayStation games was only on the PlayStation Store. What I'm talking about is, for example, if you go into like a Best Buy, you can buy Super Mario Brothers Wondered, a digital card. You can get that and buy the game digitally, technically, from Best Buy or from Amazon. Like Amazon has a whole digital sale going on Amazon.com where you can literally get like Bayonetta 1 and 2 for, I think it's like $40. So you can get both of those games for $40 digitally if you wanted to get that. But Sony, they wouldn't allow you to buy any of their games digitally except for on the PlayStation Store. So they lost a lawsuit and they're basically crediting you. I don't know how much. It doesn't say how much. I'm assuming for the whole game. I don't know. But they're crediting you money into your account if you bought certain games between 2019 and 2023. It was
That'd be very interesting.
Yeah, it's a huge list. I am not going to read it because it's like a lot of games. I will say though, a game that I bought on is on that list, and that is Demon Souls. So Demon Souls is on that list. So I'm like, okay, a lot of first party games. The Last of Us Part 2, The Last of Us Remake. What else? There's a lot of games out there. Even non-Sony games are on there, which is interesting. Or non-Sony exclusive games rather are on there. So definitely take a look at that list. And yeah, they should be crediting you to your PlayStation account. It's just the funds are just going to appear one day, and yeah, so I'm happy. Hopefully, it's the whole amount.
Yeah, what if one day you just like log into PSN and you have like $700 in PSN credits? That would be like the best day ever.
Crazy. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I would go crazy. Hey, I would probably renew my PlayStation Plus subscription for that stuff first. Or I'll wait till what is this? Days of Play when they had the discount. I'll wait for that and then renew that. And then buy some games, of course. That'd be awesome. But like I was looking at the list, and the only game that I know that I would get money for is Demon Souls. Nothing else that I have is on the list. I had to double check the list again because I was just like brushing through it real quick. But yeah, definitely check. Fan, you'll probably get a lot of games because I think didn't you buy Last of Us on PS5?
I did. I bought
Did you buy it
Isn't
digitally
it
or
between a
physically?
date and a date though?
No, I bought the actual physical.
It was. Oh, you bought physical. Okay, so you won't get a refund.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was between the year 2019, I think it was, or 2018 and 2023. It was a year range.
Yeah, I don't have a lot of
interesting
digital games, unfortunately. On
No.
I
PlayStation,
wonder-
the only digital I have is the older, like I bought Legend of Dragoon and like PS1 games and stuff like that were on digital.
Is Final Fantasy VII Remake for PS4 on there?
I don't know. Let me see if I can.
I
find
wonder
all
if it's going to be
this.
something where you have to go into your purchase history and report this yourself, or if they do it manually. Because going into your PlayStation purchase history when you have a lot of it is the most pain in the ass thing in the world. So I hope they have a way of like they have auto reporting on there and they just like push a refund to you. Because if you have to do it manually, it'll be such a
It's
pain.
auto. It says auto. According to IGN's.
Oh really? Oh good. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So just one day, hopefully, I'll have some
Yeah.
money in my PSN, and there you go. That sounds great to me.
Yeah, it
I
says
didn't
between
buy
April
really-
1st, 2019
Yeah.
and December 31st, 2023. What were you gonna say, Ash?
I was just wondering if FF7 Remake is on that list for PS4, if anything. I don't know, because I didn't really buy too many digital games back then, and it's still not as much on for when it comes to the console side of the house. But like I know I bought Yakuza 0 on there, but it was like on sale for like $10, I think, or 5 or 10. I'm not sure which number. But I bought that. Then I got FF7 Remake because I was like super excited. I wanted to play this game like at midnight, literally. So, and maybe Uncharted, but I feel like I got some of those Uncharted games for free on there. Maybe.
Yeah, Uncharted 3 is
I don't
on the
know.
list.
Okay.
Resident Evil 4, not the remake, but the OG, I think, is on the
That's
list.
actually funny.
Let me see. It just says it's hard to tell because it just has like a whole like product ID and it just says Resident Evil 4. So it could be the remake. But I don't know. I don't think it's a remake because right after is Okami HD. So I feel like it's just the or is Resident Evil 4, is it called like Resident Evil 4 HD? Is that what it's called on the PS5 or in
I don't remember.
I'm not too sure. Yeah.
Okay. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure All-Star Battles on there. A lot of NBA and WWE games are on there. Let's see.
So somebody's gonna be racking up those credits.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Right?
Destiny 2. Shin Megami Tensei Persona 3 Portable is on there. Which is interesting. Persona 3 Portable is on there, but none of the other Persona games are on there. Like I
That's
wonder
interesting.
how they made this list. Like did they just pick random games?
Through
It's like
darts and a
Rezo-
dartboard.
Resogun is on there. But Resogun is
I
came
bought
out
that
way
back
before
in
that.
2012 or 2013
Yeah.
or whatever year the PlayStation 4 came
Well,
out.
yeah, there's Vita games on there. There's literally the God of War Collection PS Vita game is on there.
Crazy.
Uh,
How they can do that with Vita games? All
I
right.
don't Freedom Wars is on there.
Acknowledging the Vita exists alone should be worthy of a
Yeah.
lawsuit.
I think it's Killzone Mercenary was Vita, right? Or is that the PSP one? That's the Vita one. I
No,
think,
that's
right?
Vita.
Yeah,
Yep.
so- yeah. Uncharted Golden Abyss, Gravity Rush, PlayStation All Stars Battle Royale, specifically the Vita version. So if you got all of that digital, you get that money back. Little Big Planet 3, The Last of Us. So OG Last of Us, if you got it digitally, you get that. God of War Ascension, I forgot about that game.
Never beat that one. Never even played that one, I don't think. I
Yeah.
did 1, 2, 3, and then 1 and 2 are the PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5
Mhm.
games, but I didn't play the PSP ones and I didn't play Ascension.
Yeah, I don't see any Final Fantasy on this list at all. And now that I think about it, maybe I gotta double check because it's Demon Souls is on there, but we have Vita games, and some of these games might be PS3 games. So it might be the
PS3, Demon
OG.
Souls.
Yeah. Now I'm wondering if it's that.
That
man,
wasn't that like a launch game for PS3?
It was
Could have sworn it was.
Around-
Yeah.
launch time, yeah, because like I assume the list is going in chronological order, and if it is, because there's Sleepy Dogs Definitive Edition, which was PF4, Dragon Quest
Mhm.
Builders, the first one is there. There's Final Fantasy 14 Online Starter Edition. So if you bought that, Mass Effect Trilogy, that was PS4 as well. Yeah, I don't know. I think the Demon Souls game might be the PS3 version now that I think about it. Because it's under Infamous Second Son is PS4.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, because it's in a specific order. Where's Demon Souls? I know I saw Demon Souls on this. No, I'm going crazy. Anyways, whatever. Yeah, there's a whole list out there. Just look for it. And yeah, you
There's
can
a
see if
cat.
That game's on there. There's a what?
Wants to talk to
Oh,
wants to talk to you guys.
I bet there's some hot gaming takes in that little brain.
Oh,
favorite
cat.
game-
The mic
her-
thing.
Oh, you
her-
said there's a
her-
cap. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
No
favorite
cat.
game is- her fa-
Okay.
Well, she just told me her favorite game. Her favorite game is Stray. Go play it.
Stray, there you go.
All right, let's go ahead and end the podcast with what we've been playing. I'm gonna continue my talk on Expedition 33 while you guys give your thoughts.
Yes.
So I had stopped for a little bit because I got upset. I was fighting I forgot his name. Versal's dad. What's his name?
Renoir.
Renoir.
Renoir. Yeah, so I was fighting him and I kept losing. And it was so annoying because part of it was
Get
like I
good,
said,
James.
the latency issue with frame gen was killing me. The minute I started using lossless scaling, I was able to do so much better and parry every single attack, which was
Parry it.
great. But yeah, I got to that part and I was fighting him. I'm like, man, like why do I keep losing? And it was just getting me upset. But yeah, lossless scaling did help out a lot. I enjoyed the fight. The fight was very fun. I like the kind of like, you had to prepare. Like, it took so many game overs until I started seeing, okay, there's a sequence where he summons the heads and then, or the masks, whatever they are, and they start shooting at you, and hearing the audio cues of when to parry each attack. The one that I can never parry, they got annoyed, is the stupid like sword moves where he does like that long range and he's like dancing. I was like, oh my goodness.
It's
like,
very fast.
well, he's slow because he's like doing this, and I'm like, oh, he's hitting, and then I'll parry. I said no, and then he attacks after that. It's like that one. There's like a YouTube short I saw where it's making fun of, like, not making fun of it, but it's like doing a parody on the bosses where they go in like you think they're about to hit it, or attack you, but they're not attacking you. So like,
Oh, is it with that one guy?
Yeah, he does a
And
lot
it's
of
like
like parodies.
yeah, that was really funny.
Yeah,
Did you
where
see
he's
that
like-
one, Ash?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I feel like the Sandfall Interactive team saw that, and
Yeah.
they were like, you know what? Let's put that in the DLC, and that was hilarious.
Yeah, because it's like it's one where I think he's with the bunny outfit, right? And he's just like this.
Yeah.
He's like, come on,
yeah,
come on.
yeah.
He's like
Yeah,
he's like flinching at him.
Yeah, exactly. And that was the one that, like, I felt like he was doing that to me. I was like, man, like, I'm getting it. But anyways, yeah, I realized for whatever reason, I can somehow just parry better with what's her name? The one that uses like the cards.
CL.
So,
Yeah, with Seal.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know why. Like, because parry is just parrying, but with her, I can
Yep.
parry better than anybody else. But like, I started realizing, like, I changed out my move set and started optimizing my fight, like what to do, and and now that I got refamiliar with the mechanics, I was like, okay, I remember that I have blitz where I can use that and attack a second time and kind of help me build up I forget what it's called. Is it the success gauge or whatever? The little
Gradient.
Gradient gauge.
No, the like with Versal, where it's like D rank and then you go to C.
Oh, I don't know what the name of that is.
That's unique to him. That's unique to him. That's called
Yeah.
perfection.
Oh, perfection. There we go. The perfection gauge. So like
Yeah.
using blitz, like he would go and it allows you to attack a second time. And basically I optimize my fight style with that. So I'm enjoying it. Like I mentioned, the update has worked wonders. I did play a little bit on my PC using Bazlight, and there's some issues because the NVIDIA drivers don't work perfect, but like it still worked flawless. Like I was doing the fight on there, and I didn't really have any latency issues. It looks gorgeous because it was running 4K and max settings. So it looked like gorgeous, like everything about it looked great. But then going back to the ROG Ally X, after they did that optimization update, I gotta tell you, it is a night and day difference compared to like what it first looked at. But not only that, being able to remove frame gen and using lossless scaling, I feel like it just looks better overall. I had was it RIS, I think it's called, like RIS. I think it's something image scaling, I think it's called, or something like that. Anyways, I had that turned on and it made the game look ugly, and I shut that off right away because it was giving me artifacting and it had this weird like film grain look. So I shut that off, and it just looks gorgeous the way it is using FSR 3.1. But yeah, I'm enjoying the game. What else? I was playing something else. Oh, Rebirth. So like I mentioned, I was playing Final Fantasy VII Rebirth again using lossless scaling, and it looks great. Once you use lossless scaling, which I didn't realize also kind of enables FSR automatically as well, because there is a thing where it says like FSR. It looks better overall. So like I didn't even really need to use FSR, and it's got me wondering, maybe I should shut off FSR in Expedition 33, and maybe it might just look better overall using just what lossless scaling has going on.
I wish it didn't force you to use upscaling in Expedition 33. That really annoys me on PC.
Well, I think I think the game is kind of poorly optimized, and without upscaling, it doesn't run that great. At least for me, playing it on 5070.
With my 4090, I guarantee you it could handle that.
No, because you should be able to shut off upscaling.
You can't, not that I could tell.
I'm
It's
almost
you either
positive
have
maybe it is.
XES or
Yeah.
DLSS or whatever, and that's it.
FSR. Well, yeah,
Huh.
FSR was. Yeah, I'm gonna have to double check that because I thought there was an option.
Double
where it's
check
just
that. If you can
completely
think of,
off.
if you can see a way to turn it off,
Yeah.
let me know because I'd be thrilled because I'll go back and play it right now.
Yeah.
Wait,
Yeah,
turn one off
Turn upscaling off.
on Expedition
for
33.
Expedition.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't on PC from what I can tell.
Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah, because there's TAA. That's
Oh, yeah.
that's CA. That's considered as upscaling. So yeah, okay.
I
fair.
guess technically, yeah, if TAA is there, you're right. That you're right because TAA is the only other option. But in my head, it's
So-
like it's technically, even though it's considered upscaling, it's not really the same.
I'm pretty sure you can go within the engine INI files and just remove the upscaling. I think. You just go to
Ash,
Nexus
I'm a
mods or
simple
something.
man.
But
I'm a
if you
simple
go-
man.
Just go to
with
Nexus
simple-
mods or something like that. They probably have
But if
some.
you
They probably have
do-
a solution there. Yeah.
If you do TAA though, because it gives you an image quality slider, I think if you put it at 100%, it means that it's not using upscaling, right? Because
Yeah, I
if
would
image
assume so,
quality is
yeah.
100%, then that's shutting off upscaling. So I'm pretty sure
Would
you can
assume
do
so,
it
yeah.
that way. Yeah, I'm almost positive that's what that means. So I mean, you can
Okay,
always
maybe
try
I'll
that
mess
out.
around with it
I
one of
see
these days.
Fan just logged in, so he's gonna test it out for us live.
Yeah, I'm gonna try it.
All right,
Our live tester here.
we're shooting the proverbial monkey into space or whatever.
Yeah.
He's gonna let us know.
But yeah, and then playing Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, like I was just testing it out again and works great with lossless scaling. And then I feel like there's one other game. I guess Tetris 99 technically, because you had to get the Tomodachi Life. What would you call that, Brian? Skin, I guess.
Yeah. Oh, I think I might have missed that event. They had an
No,
event
it's
for
still going on
that.
today. Yeah. Yeah. For
Oh,
Tetris
really?
99.
Oh, I gotta
yeah, it's still
unlock
going on
that.
today. Yeah, you got till
Okay,
I think
I gotta do that.
tomorrow, like afternoon,
Okay.
to get it.
Because I have zero interest in Tomodachi Life, but I have a thing where I want to collect I have all the themes, and if I
Yeah.
get this Tomodachi one, then I'll only be missing 2 out of every one. So
You know that name itself.
That's
is
how they
funny.
get you.
Dude,
That name itself is funny
redeem
because
hydrate. I don't have water on me. I apologize.
dude, that name itself is funny because it just means friend's life. It's so funny.
Yeah.
so Friends Life.
Yeah.
Okay.
No,
Makes
not like that. It's just friend's life. Tomodachi. Just
Oh,
means friends.
Tomodachi is friends. Oh, okay. I thought you were
Okay.
saying
Yeah.
Tomodachi meant Friends Life, and then there's life, so it's like Friends Life.
What if it
Yeah,
was
so I'm
like,
like interesting. It's funny.
what if it was like Adachi Life and you had to play as Adachi?
Hey, as long
It's
as
just kinda
what's his
dark.
face is voicing him. What's his face?
Johnny
What's
Yumbosh?
his name? What's his name? Yes, Johnny Yumbosh. Yeah,
Yeah.
Johnny Yumbosh. Once if he's in there, hey,
AKA
I'll be
Dante,
I'm ready. Yeah, I'm ready, bro.
aka Nero. He plays both Dante and Nero, which is kind of
Mhm.
awkward, but yeah.
and you and Narukami. It's funny. It's funny how they cast Johnny Yumbosh as you and Adachi. Oh, I
They
think
did
they
that on
did that on
purpose.
purpose.
Well, in
Yeah.
Persona 3,
I don't think the Japanese version did that either. There are 2 different voice actors.
Are they? I
Yeah.
thought they were the same in Japan. I gotta double check that because I know in Persona 3 they did the same thing. It was Yuri Lothal who was the main protagonist, and then wasn't the little
Nix.
what is it called?
Nix.
Yeah, I think that was also voiced by him as well.
Yeah, it's both Nix and the boy. I know what
Yeah.
you're talking about. Yeah.
And then Persona 5 is the only one that they didn't do, if I remember correctly. Because it's just
I know they had the actors voice as the personas too. I'm pretty sure they did. Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, you're right, they did. And then also,
yeah, so-
fun fact is, what's his name? Joker's main character. Thank you. Joker's I'm sorry, main character. Joker's main voice actor is the announcer for Smash Ultimate.
Oh yeah, I've been knowing that, bro.
Yeah.
I had him sign my my Smash Ultimate copy. Yeah, man.
That's
he
cool.
he was surprisingly cheap because I met him at Holiday Matsuri down in Orlando,
Yeah.
and knowing this guy, I was like, okay, this dude has a big voice. He has a lot of big roles, a lot of good things. I'm pretty sure he's going to charge me like $40 per autograph or something like that.
Yeah.
Brought up the sign. it literally said $10 for autograph. I'm like, $10 for autograph, and me and the guy, we were already at the front, and me and him were just looking at each other and just shrugging our shoulders and stuff. I'm like, let's let it happen. Let's let it happen. So it was great. I was happy to see him and everything. He was such a cool dude. I love him.
Yeah. Off topic, because you mentioned autograph. I was seeing the thing, Kyle Herbert, voice of Gohan, also the voice of Ryu from Street Fighter, if you want to keep it gaming. He did a thing where I guess the Japanese voice actor of Rock Lee went to him and asked for a picture and an autograph.
That's so freaking awesome. That's actually amazing. Because that's a really, really rare occasion that you see that and stuff. Yeah. Which, by the way, I did also meet with. Oh crap! I hope I can't mess with my mic again.
So the settings for Expedition 33, the graphic settings, all like options give you the possibility to do 100%.
Even with like DLSS, can you? But it gives you quality.
Because when you set at DLSS, it changes what it actually says.
Yeah, because so then if you put image quality 100%, then that means that it's not going to use DLSS, right?
Yeah, like AMD FSR, if I do 100%, it says native AA, native anti-aliasing.
Okay, so just go to 100 and I'll turn it off.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what it looks like.
Okay. I think so. I mean, here's the thing, right? When I see native AA, I'm thinking that DLS is still quote unquote turned on, but is using like its own anti-aliasing to make the stream better, which I'm like, you should have the option to turn that off too, or something like that. Right. But I will tell you this much: it will definitely look a lot better for you, if anything.
Okay. I never messed around with a slider or anything, so I'll definitely try that next time I play it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, stop horsing around, okay?
Yeah, but, I mean, just looking at it, it says on DLSS or AMD FSR, if you go 100%, it says it to perform edge smoothing at the game's full native resolution, rather than using upscale from a lower. So yeah, 100% means all the way.
Yeah, there it is.
So it doesn't matter which one you select. If you put it to 100%, it just negates all of it.
That's what it sounds like the way they're describing it.
Okay.
The only thing is like the TAA one, which is temporal anti-aliasing. It says that one can induce blur. So I guess like motion blur. Where if you use the 100% on native AA or DLAA, which is DLSS turned at 100%, you get a superior image clarity, reduce shimmering, and it handles like small like
so
details.
That's what DLAA was. So I was wondering because I noticed that when
deep learning.
Okay. Because when I was playing on my PC, I was like, "What is DLAA?" And I noticed I was turned on. I was
so that's just DLSS turned at 100%.
Okay. Yeah.
So it's essentially deep learning anti-aliasing. So essentially, what they're saying is that anti-aliasing is turned on, but NVIDIA is the one that's actually doing it for you with deep learning with basically with its own tensor cores. And from what I've seen, it does give you good image quality, but the performance is not worth it. So when I had a 3080, I never bothered using that. So.
Yeah, there was with that the performance. Well, at least on the 5070, it still was running at least 60 FPS on my PC, like maybe higher. I just don't have a frame counter there. But yeah, that's everything I've been playing. Brian, let's go with Fan. Let's go with you. What have you been playing? We'll leave Brian for last.
Okay, so I jumped back into Mega Man Zero and Mega Man ZX. Is that what it is?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. ZX Advent, isn't it, or something like that?
There's ZX Advent, there's ZX. There's both.
Okay.
It's well, I mean,
the collection you're talking about?
Yeah, I was playing the collection, like because like you can kind of switch between the two. Mm-hmm. So I was playing that, and I was kind of going back into like the whole Mega Man, and then I jumped back into Mega Man 11 because I still had a couple bosses that I haven't beaten yet. So I actually just finally finished clearing out all the robots. Now I got to go fight Wily. So while I was playing that, I was like, man, I kind of wish Capcom would jump back into like the older like GBA Mega Man series and give them a nice like refresh.
Oh, you're speaking James language. That means Mega Man and Bass is coming back.
Because it'd be nice to see like if they brought back or redid those games, the older games,
Like what
And,
games are you
just-
talking about besides Mega Man and Base?
I mean, just like even like the like Mega Man Z and even ZX, just like bringing that into like current like graphics and
Okay,
stuff
so
like that.
like a remake, kinda.
Kinda, just
Okay.
like upping it to like HD quality because
Okay.
playing the game, I like it has you have 4 buttons, but technically you only use 2 because it's A, B, L, and R. So
Yeah.
So I was like, man, it'd be nice if I could actually have access to the other like 4 buttons that I'm missing. ZL, ZR, XY, to do other stuff, to quick swap into like abilities. Because I was playing Mega Man Z, and I was like, oh, I can use my sword, but I have to do a stupid number like button combination.
Yeah.
And I'm like, so it'd be nice to see Capcom jump back into some of these older titles that were limited in what they could do at the time, and just bring him into like modern times. And I was playing Mario Kart with my daughter, so.
I'm just thanking my lucky stars. We're getting dual override next year. I won't get greedy and ask for them to get Mega Man Z or whatever. Like, as much as that'd be cool and I'd be totally down with that, it's just I feel like Mega Man is such a weird property in that Capcom has so much, like, I don't know if you call it faith, but they put a lot of marketing behind it, and it's very popular, and Mega Man's very beloved. But when it comes to actual releases, very, very few and far between. And honestly, 11, I've never been able to like really get through 11 because the levels are way too long and the checkpoints are kind of sparse. And yeah, I don't know. I never could really get through that. But anyways, continue.
Well, I mean, that's pretty much all I was playing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I feel like ZA gets a lot of hate, but I love ZA a lot. And I apologize if I'm not looking at the screen. I'm actually messing around with our vertical stream to kind of make it look a little bit different, a little bit more unique. But anyways, I think ZA or ZX Advent, I mean, not ZA, gets a lot of hate, but I enjoyed it. Like I played it a lot, and my biggest thing that I hate about ZX Advent is it didn't finish. It ends on a cliffhanger, a cool cliffhanger, and you're like, oh great, like it's not done. Why is it not done? So I hope they go back to the ZX series because they need to finish it, just like they need to finish, with Mega Man 9 or Mega Man X9 rather. And I guess
Didn't Xenoblade Chronicles X kind of end on a cliffhanger too?
It did, but the DLC kind of, I feel like, so I went and spoiled myself with the extra content because I still haven't been in it, but I was like, you know what? I want to see what's going on. And
yeah, don't say anything, please. I haven't played.
Yeah, don't say anything. Yeah. Okay.
Well, I won't. Let's just say it tries to wrap up the cliffhanger, and it is the worst way possible, like the dumbest way possible. I would say. I'm like, great, all of this for
that.
Yeah, it was not worth it. I'm glad I just watched the video and just didn't experience it because I probably would have threw my controller, honestly. It's still a good game though. Still a good game. They just need to fix the Switch 2 version. That's all they gotta do. Ash, what have you been playing?
Yeah, I mean, for a bit, I was actually just trying to progress through Expedition 33, try to finish up the game and everything. And one of the pickups I was missing, apparently, I had to go back to Lumiere and get to that one merchant that was selling the first offensive pickup and stuff, so that I can go back, beat Golger's ass, so that way I can finally get the Medellin weapon, which, man, it makes my life so much easier. But after I did almost everything, I saved Simon for like best for last. I even defeated another certain character that has the power to repaint certain characters. I'm not gonna say who it is, but yeah, I already defeated her, which unfortunately it was kind of short lived because at that point I had Maya. She was too OP and she kind of just one shot her. I never saw any of her moves, so I was like, oh my god, I feel bad. So with that, because I felt some regret, I didn't want to do the same thing to Simon. So what I did is that when I went to Simon, I strategically put him at a certain HP, so that way he goes to that second phase, and there's always crazy combos because I want to have the bragging rights to be like, hey, I fought Simon as best without one-shotting his ass. So yeah,
I don't believe you. I think you're playing on easy mode, Ash.
Oh man, how dare you? But yeah, so but I've been having a hard time with them, so I took a break. So from that point, that's when I pivoted to a different game that I bought like about a month ago called Paranormal Site, the Seven Mysteries of Hanjo, which basically the story is based on the actual Seven Mysteries of Hanjo in Hanjo, Tokyo, which is insane. It's cool because they did it. First of all, Square Enix was the one that publishes the game. And the guy that directed and wrote this game, he didn't really had any big roles to play from previous works he was on. The one thing I did see that apparently he was like a sound engineer or sound designer for one of the Mega Man games. I have to double check on that. But this game essentially it's another visual novel, and it's based on the title. It's basically you're trying to solve a mystery on why these deaths are happening. What is the rite of resurrection? Who are these curse bearers, and why does each curse bearer need to have the right of resurrection? And there's a huge mystery thing, and I know it's reading, but the way they do the way they do the scenes between the characters it seems more cinematic and stuff. So you're never going to be bored. It's always going to keep your attention essentially. And I think that's one of his biggest things about it is that the art directions are really good. The way they did the backgrounds is pretty much almost 1-to-1 if you were to look up Hanjo in Japan and stuff. But and everything is heavily contextualized and foreshadowed. So it really wants to reward you when you're actually paying attention throughout the entire game, because they will say certain things, highlight certain things, and want you to remember those things, because everything just comes together really satisfyingly by the end of the game and stuff. And I think one of you guys did she knock that down? Okay. Anyway, and I think if one of you guys were to try this game out, I think you would get...
Ash froze.
We lost him.
Yep, he froze. We lost
They
him.
got him. Oh, maybe mess. The cat did something to his computer.
Yeah, maybe the
like
cat unplugged something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's what happened last time, didn't it?
Yeah, that's exactly what happened. All right, Brian, then we'll go ahead with you.
Here comes
Ash is back. Or maybe
Or
not.
is he? I see Luigi. I don't see Ash.
Yeah.
There he is. Is that the cat Ash?
All right, hear me now?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, she knocked out my thing. Jesus Christ. Anyway, where did it get cut off at exactly?
You were talking about the paranormal what is it called?
Yeah, but at what part? So that way I don't repeat the whole thing again.
The last thing you were saying was you were talking about the game, that how you think that we might like it or that we should play it. Like that's just what it sounds like you were gonna say.
I think you might like it, James. Brian, I'm not too sure if you like visual novels or anything, but
nah.
I think it's highly interactive. So you're not just gonna be constantly reading stuff, because there's certain parts of the game where you have to kill certain characters and stuff in order for you to progress the story. It's very, very highly interactive, so I highly recommend checking it out. I think it's on sale for like $10, and I started that game 2 days ago and I beaten it yesterday. So it's a very, very, very short game. And once I was done with that game, then I bought the sequel, which is called Paranormal Site, the Mermaid Curse or something like that. So I'm like looking forward to that, and it's great. It's awesome. I'm glad that Square Enix is like publishing these types of games. And the Mermaid Curse, the one I just mentioned, that actually released this year on February. So I'm like, great, going to support this head on. Let's see what happens. But I'm done with that game, and the next game I might try to pull up and try to finish up is actually Control, which I want to ask you guys.
Good.
Does Control run well on the Steam Deck?
I haven't tried it on the Steam Deck.
It does.
Perfect. That'll probably be my next Steam game. Have you ever tried to play it on dock? Ryan?
For Steam on Steam Deck?
Yeah.
No, I've just played it like on the handheld itself.
Gotcha. Okay, I might have to mess with that myself. The interesting part is that I was looking up guides on like what's like the best like optimized like Steam Deck dock setup and stuff, and I think the biggest one that pointed out to me, which I didn't think about, is that hey, instead of playing at 1080p, play at 900p instead. Which I'm like, oh. Okay, so I'll try that and see what happens. And if it wants to give me a good performance, then yeah, awesome. Yeah, the Steam Deck at 900p will be fun to play.
Well,
on.
don't
But yeah,
forget,
that's
try
probably
out lossless scaling on the Steam Deck as well.
I've been trying to do lossless scaling for the longest time. That's just like at first I got it working, but no longer anymore. And I tried to reinstall Decky, reinstall everything, and nothing's working. So I'm probably need to do like a full investigation on that and see why it's not actually loading like it should, if anything. So
That's interesting.
but
yeah. Did you went in, you copy and pasted like the command that you're supposed to?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Did everything to the T. Did everything to the T. The only thing I haven't done yet is ask for some help within the in the lossless scaling Discord. So yeah. But yeah, it's so far it's been good hanging out with the Steam Deck again, as my main machine, because like I said before, PC's out of commission for now. I might just go back to Simon when my power supply comes back, which will be on Tuesday. So don't worry, Brian. It's not going to be for like another 2 weeks or something like that. Once that comes back, I want to see Simon on his full resolution glory and beat his ass in full resolution. So you'll be hearing from me once that happens, Brian. Don't worry.
Good.
So, yep, that's it for me.
All
right, then Brian.
Yeah, so I finished Returnal. Man, what a game! Sincerely, it came out almost. It's really crazy. I realized when I played Saros and I kind of looked at the release date of Returnal. Returnal came out in April of 2021, and Saros came out in April 2026. So it's like an exact, like nearly exact 5-year span between games, which I think is just kind of nifty. Just from like an OCD standpoint. When Returnal first came out, that might have been one of the first roguelites I'd ever played. And I couldn't get the hook of it because I got so frustrated with going long through a run, dying, and then going back to the beginning and lose all my progress and stuff. And that lack of progression just bothered me, where I literally felt like I was wasting time because I wouldn't gain anything. And I tried going back to it several times over the last 5 years, and varying success, but it just never hooked me. But then I saw Saros is coming out and I'm like, okay, I'm going to finally do this come hell or high water. So I finally buckled down and I played Returnal, and I kind of started to get the gist of the systems as far as like collecting ether. I think it's ether or resin or something like that, where that stays with you the entire time, even if you die. The abilities, the upgrades, the weapons, kind of getting into a groove of figuring out what weapons work best for your play style, and choosing when to do optional routes as opposed to going through and doing the full like point A to point B main route and everything like that. And I eventually really fell in love with it. And to be honest, I would say half of the reason it's so easy to fall in love with Returnal is the haptic feedback in it. It's so good. It's easily, besides Astrobot, I can't think of another game that uses haptic feedback as well as Returnal does. I'm going to put Saros in there too, because they're, the same developer and they're very similar. But I'm just saying, like, feedback wise with haptics, it's just incredible on a Returnal. So I finished it, and I really want to go back and platinum it because I really do love it, and I think it's a great game. And I know, James, you were talking about maybe one day we could go and do that multiplayer stuff. I think that'd be a lot of fun. But I can't recommend Returnal enough. It is really a special game. So I picked up Saros. I don't know if you guys remember, like a couple weeks ago. I don't remember if I told the whole Discord or if I just told you, James. There was this thing that I just told you, yeah. Cash App had this thing where if you had a Cash App account, you could get 50% off of one PlayStation Network purchase up to a limit of like $100. So it was like I bought Saros, which is I got the deluxe edition or whatever. So it was $80. I got it for $40, and that's just like crazy because it's a brand new game I got for half off. So that was cool. But anyways, so I got Saros and I started playing it, a couple days ago. And again, what a fantastic game! It's very subtly different than Returnal. The story is a lot more conventional. It's kind of that sci-fi trope of it is actually kind of similar to Pragmata, where it's like we've lost all contact with the colony. We have to send in these folks to come in to figure out what exactly happened. And it even kind of has like a slight alien touch to it, where it's like they work for this corporation and their lives are pretty much like the corporation doesn't care about their lives at all. They care about is getting the resources from this planet and getting technology and stuff, and the safety of the crew is pretty irrelevant. So it kind of has like an alien feel to it a little bit. It's really interesting because there's little subtle things in it that are different than Returnal. Like, for example, James, if you remember in Returnal, your weapon has an alt fire. Like it might be like a grenade, or it might be like a Panzer Dragoon laser, where it's like a bunch of lasers converging into one. There's a bunch of different alt weapon fires in Returnal, and how it works in Returnal is there's a cooldown, so it'll be like 25-30 seconds before you can fire the alt again, unless you get like an artifact or a parasite where it'll lessen that time by 2 to 5 to 10 seconds or whatever. In in Saros, as far as I can tell, they don't have a cooldown for that anymore. Now what you do to get back your alt fire is you have to absorb bullets from the enemies using your shield, because there's this new mechanic in it where you have a shield, and so when enemies spray these blue bullets at you, and there's also like these green bullets that I just unlocked the ability to absorb them too. I'm going to play it after the podcast and see how that works, but essentially you absorb bullets from the enemies and that recharges your alt fire. And so it's kind of this interesting dance where you have to be aggressive with your shield and kind of get in and try to absorb the lasers before your shield runs out, and then you get hit. And then it's like, and so you kind of got to play, you got to try to figure out how to be aggressive while being defensive at the same time. And then that kind of messes with how often you can shoot your alt, which messes with how offensive you can be, how quickly you can take down enemies and stuff. So it adds an interesting wrinkle there. So the story is quite different, because Returnal was very esoteric. It just had this very ambiguous storyline with like Celine in a car crash and an astronaut. It was very like Twin Peaks. Like I said, this is more, as far as I can tell so far, kind of alien. I think there's like a woman that you're trying to rescue playing as this guy, and there's probably some weird stuff there where like people are kind of going crazy being on this planet. So yeah, I'm really enjoying it. I can't wait to jump back into it tonight and play it some more. I got past the first boss in the first biome, and it's really really good. I haven't gone back to Pragmata yet. I really need to do that. I need to finish that because I'm probably like 3/4 done. And then tomorrow, the new game coming out called Steam Controller on Steam OS is going to come. So we gotta jump on the pre-order, and hopefully we can win that game. Looking forward to that. I also bought a game tonight that was on sale. That's Balatro, but with chess. Apparently it's gotten some really good reviews, so I wanted to try that, where it's like you're in chess scenarios and you get pieces of chess and you have to like beat certain scenarios with the chess pieces, and then if you do it in a certain amount of turns, then you get money, and then you can buy chess pieces that do other things and stuff. So I thought that kind of was appealing to me for the price, so I picked that up, and we'll see how that goes. But yeah, beyond that, that's pretty much all I've been playing is just Returnal and Saros, and yeah, that's about it. And also, too, since James last week kind of talked about it a little bit, but I would like to do a link to the past stream where I 100% it with you guys, and because now I can do it underneath 2.5 hours, so we could absolutely do that. That'd be fun.
Yeah, I definitely want to bring back some way, like a temporary group stream if we can. That is something that, like, it's funny. My daughter and my son was asking that, like, Dad, how come you guys don't do the group stream anymore? And I was like, yeah, so we went and took a break on that to see
The fans are clamoring. What can we say?
Yeah. So they were asking about that. I was like, you know what? And then I was watching Orbitals too. I was like, all right, which one of you are gonna play?
Oh yeah, that game too.
On stream? Yep. Like I gotta play. I gotta do a group stream with Orbitals. Definitely do it.
Wait, is that game already out by now?
No, it's not
out.
I think it's
They will
be
do
summer. I think it's the summer. Or it might just say 2026.
I'll look one second.
I'm sure sooner rather than later.
Also,
Or we
have
could
you guys have an
do-
interest? Have you guys have an interest to do a group stream for Super Wonder? Because I think
I don't mind that.
Yeah,
We can do 4
I wanna-
players.
It just says
I'll just-
2026 for Orioles, by the way.
Okay.
and the funny part about that is that one of us can just we can just game share, not game
Yeah.
share, right? Is it game share?
Yeah, that's game share. Correct. Game share is when you do
yeah.
actual sharing of the game. Yeah, and then you guys basically log into the console. I wouldn't mind doing that as well. And going back to orbitals, we can also do all 4 of us, and one of you guys can screen share through a capture card, and we can have both of our playthroughs playing at the same time. Which would be we could do kind of like a race to see which team beats the game like first.
I'm assuming Orbitals has online co-op, right?
It has
They
to.
have to. Yeah.
I mean, that's
okay.
right. I guess you're right. I shouldn't assume it has online. I'm assuming it does. So
I think they're doing the same thing as It Takes Two and what you call it, where you get like a friend pass or whatever. I think.
Yeah.
I thought I read that, or I thought I heard that.
Okay. Maybe I think I did heard that too. But I think that'd be kind of cool. We can do a race because it'll both be our first time. All 4 of us.
At the same time, though, your first time through a game, do you really want to race through it? I kind of might want to absorb it or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or it doesn't have to race. We can just play it together. But yeah, I guess that brings us to the end of the podcast. I'm super excited for the Steam controller. I can't wait to order it. Tomorrow, 1 p.m. Eastern is when orders, I believe, are live. So yeah, definitely keep an eye out for that. You guys should be ready at 1 p.m. Eastern because I
got my Steam wallet all loaded up.
I'm off tomorrow. I'm off tomorrow, so I'm ready to go.
I just hope it's not like a $105 situation.
Loaded my wallet.
Yeah.
Ash, is your wallet loaded on Steam?
Do I have to load that?
You might as well. It'll make the process smoother because then it doesn't have to touch your. It doesn't have to like do a credit card authorization. You're gonna do it anyways. You're gonna pay for it anyways. You might as well do it now.
I see what you mean. Okay.
Well, the thing too is also with the Steam Deck, like people were saying that so many people were trying to buy it at the same time that the credit card payment system went down. So then the only people who were able to buy it was people who had the Steam wallet or like they have money in their wallet. So yeah,
it's money you're gonna spend anyway, so you might as well.
Yeah, that's fair. That makes sense.
I would
do.
Let's say fan. I would do one.
I'll do the Steam wallet thing.
I'll say I'll do 110 because when you factor in taxes, if there's taxes, did the Steam Deck have taxes? I don't think it did it? Okay.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
What's your? I can help you with this actually. What's your tax rate where you guys live?
Well,
7%. Is it? We're talking about
7.5
right?
for you guys. Yeah, you guys.
Ash says 7.5%. So
yeah.
Oh, I gotta add another $5.
Yep.
Because I only have 105.
So it's gonna be 106.43 after tax at 7.5%. So you might want to just do 110. Yeah.
Shipping is going to be free.
Probably. Valve's never charged for shipping for Steam Deck or Index or anything like that. So you'd assume it would be free.
But I think
still.
didn't I read somewhere to USPS they're now charging fuel something for shipping? I don't know.
Valve will eat that, man.
I guess that's USPS though. They're not gonna ship through USPS.
They won't ship through USPS. It'll be through UPS probably.
Or FedEx.
My question is that how long is the shipment usually?
That depends. Steam
Deck
Deck took a while.
Did it? Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Steam Deck because when you did the pre-orders, you had to wait for the batch, and then they started in June. Because I didn't get mine till July when the Steam Deck came out.
I feel like this won't be like the Steam Deck though. I think the Steam Deck is a lot more components and a lot more technology. I think this is just a controller. I bet we get ours by next podcast. That's what I'm going to say. Yeah. It's either that or it's going to pre-order tomorrow and then it'll ship next week. It'll be one of those two things.
Okay, I hope so.
Well, I don't think it's not even pre-orders. It's official.
It's just order. You're right. Yeah, you're right. This is just an order. So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if we have it by next podcast.
Yeah. Hope so.
Are you guys going to order it through the Steam desktop client or through the actual browser?
It'll probably be the app or browser for
the
me.
App or Steam. Yeah,
at home when it goes live.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll be working from home, so I'll be able to just keep my Steam open.
Yeah, hopefully we can all get it before the next podcast so we can talk about it because I'm excited.
And we can have the thumbnail be all of us holding our Steam controllers or something.
Yeah, exactly. I'm excited to test it out. I'll test it out in dock mode and everything, and still test it out with that scissor app on PC. Maybe my next Eternal Darkness stream will be using the Steam controller.
Oh yeah, congrats on being that chapter, by the way.
That was so great. Annoying. Yeah, I kept dying, and then even after that, it's just oh my goodness. And then you have to do the thing where you do the 9 pillars and you summon you do the magic spell, and I didn't know what magic spell to do. I was okay, let me just go randomly, and I picked one, and then I realized, okay, I guess that's not the one I'm supposed to do, and finally, I guess it just doesn't matter what spell you do, but it has to be the right
The right
like color
affiliation.
thing. Yeah,
Yeah.
correct. So I assume that now this is the end. I'm at the end, or is there another
Did you play as the
chapter?
firefighter yet?
Oh no, I haven't. So then there's still one more.
The last chapter you play as Alexandra.
Okay.
Alexandria, but there's like another chapter though where you play as like a firefighter. So maybe you either have 1 or 2 levels left.
Oh really? Because I played as the grandpa, so I thought that was it. Interesting.
Nope.
Okay, so there's one more. Oh, I would assume one more, and then that's
At
it.
least one more. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I kind of want to hurry up because I do want to play Mario Galaxy, especially after finally watching the Mario Galaxy movie. I do want to watch it. I
You're
do want to
itching.
play it. Yeah. Speaking of that, I guess before we end the podcast, I didn't give my thoughts on the movie, but like it wasn't that bad. Like I think critics
No,
were
it's
over
fine.
hating it.
Fine.
Yeah, it's like I don't know what they were expecting, like some deep like crazy story, but even then, I think for what it was fun. Like it was fun. You know, the references definitely I think were for people who play the
Our age.
games. Yeah, exactly. So seeing all the
It's not for all.
references.
It's not just for our age, man. I don't know about that.
No, he just
Well,
the
but-
references.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of the
Yeah.
references too, like, but my kids noticed it. Like, they saw Rob, and you know, it's like, oh, hey, it's the Super Smash Brothers character. I was like, yeah.
That's good. That's
I
good.
bet
enough.
if you took a 5-year-old to see the Galaxy movie, I would bet 95% of them wouldn't know who Wart is, for example.
Oh no, they didn't. Like my 7-year-old, he didn't know the majority of the characters, right? But he had fun watching it. Like he knew Mario and Luigi,
Right.
and that's all he cared about. And then he thought Fox was cool as well, you know, which
Oh, of course.
yeah. But like my 2 older ones, because they play Smash, they knew Rob, you know, and then the Falcon kick with Luigi, and then what else? There was something else that they caught. I was like, oh yeah, I didn't realize that. It was something that I didn't catch, but they caught it. I forgot exactly what it was. But yeah, the different power-ups that they use. The little detail of like when I guess spoilers, but when Peach goes off and then Mario and Luigi are still in the Mushroom Kingdom, and it kind of shows like a world map or whatever, and it
Yeah.
shows like the sort of, I thought that was
Yeah,
kind of cool.
that was cool.
Yeah,
Mhm.
a lot.
They're
a
all
lot
like
of good
solving
details.
problems.
Yeah, exactly.
And like when they did like a Hammer Brothers thing, it plays like the Hammer Brothers song from Mario
Yeah.
3, I'm pretty sure.
And there was that and there was one that I could have sworn is a reference to Smash Bros. And I think it's when Mario is fighting Bowser, and like if you notice they're fighting and it's 2D, like the camera angle goes 2D, and it looks like I think that was when it was it might have been in something else, but I know the camera angle goes 2D. I was like, oh, that's kind of cool because then they're
must
just
have missed
moving
that.
sideways. Yeah, there's a lot of good references. Have you watched it yet, fan?
Not yet.
No, it's
Yeah,
available for
too much going on this
for
weekend,
renting
so
now.
we'll probably. Yeah.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, it's available for renting now on a digital platform, so you can.
I feel like
watch
that's fast.
that. Yeah, it is pretty quick.
I mean, my only complaint about the movie was it was mainly just how fast they rushed the ending of it, you know, and that's pretty much
Yeah.
it. Like I feel like they could have done a bit more screen time with 2 certain characters. I'm not gonna say what it is since fan has not watched it yet, but yeah, if they would have like just push that up a little bit, then it would have been a good movie for me, you know.
Mhm.
It wasn't bad. It was fine. Like it's
Yeah.
the same thing as the first Mario movie. There's nothing
agree.
offensive about it. It has some keys jingling in front of your face a little
Yeah.
bit too, but it's fine. It's a good time. It's all right. It's nothing
I do
crazy.
prefer the soundtrack of this though, because the thing
Yes.
that I didn't like the most about the first movie was the lack
Take on
of
Me.
the Mario music. Right?
Yeah.
It was like, but this one they play a lot of Mario music. I was like,
Yep.
okay, that's better. Yeah, because to me,
Yeah,
I
they
felt
played
like that was
Take on Me in the Donkey Kong part.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you know, oh, I mean, they did do the DK rap, which was nice. They brought that back.
Right.
But like to me, I was like disrespectful to Koji Kondo, who does the music, and it's like,
Right?
come on, the music's amazing in Mario, and it's iconic. Like, why not use all his music? Because there's a lot of music to pull from, and in this they did, which is cool. Even the Fox music, that was amazing when they played the Star Fox music. I was like, yes.
Did you see that whole anime segment on?
Yeah,
on
that was
Discord?
awesome.
I think that was one of my favorite. That was one of my
And then they
favorite
showed a
scenes.
little
It was
like
insane.
Slippy nod, where it was like
Yeah.
literally a screenshot of the N64 game with Slippy and everything. I was like, yeah,
Yep.
that's dope. Like, I like it. I'm excited, and I'm excited to see what they do with Fox. If they're gonna, I'm sure they're gonna do his own movie, I wonder if it's going to be 3D or they'll do the animated, because I thought the animated one was amazing. It
Looked
looked pretty
beautiful.
awesome. Yeah,
I wonder if Illumination did that, or was it a different studio?
I don't know. It'll be awesome if Illumination did it, because they're known for doing only 3D stuff. So if they did
Yeah, exactly.
that's pretty dope. I give them a huge props.
Did you guys see that the Zelda movie's coming to IMAX? That's kind of cool. Like that, you know.
I'm still scared of that.
Yeah, I'm scared too, but maybe that's showing some confidence in the product.
Yeah.
Listen, the only thing I have confidence in when it comes to that movie is that as long as Shigeru Miyamoto is overseeing it, I think they're pretty much in good hands. You know, so
Just
I'm not
don't
worried
let
too much
Link
about
talk. I don't want Link talking.
Link's gonna talk. Are you kidding me? Absolutely, he is.
Because Zelda could be the main character of the movie, and Link is like there, right? Because they can do that, and that would allow Link not to talk.
I mean, the problem with Link talking is that we have a Link talking, and it is the worst version of Link talking.
Well, excuse me.
Already beat you to it, buddy.
Freaking Zelda CDI ruined it.
Well, actually, that was even Zelda CDI. That was the Mario Brothers show that had the Zelda shorts.
Yeah.
I mean, it was.
Yeah.
I mean, here's the thing. It was.
But
It's
that game that game made Zelda or Link like a freaking.
Yeah, that was bad too. But that reference with "Excuse me, Princess" that was from the Mario Brothers show.
Yeah. I remember I used to watch that and thought that was cool. And then in hindsight, like,
yeah,
I
absolutely.
think it was just because it was just Zelda. It was nice to see Zelda.
That's the only thing out there. Yeah, 100%.
All right. Well, that brings us to the end of the podcast. Appreciate everybody for joining. As always, don't forget that like and subscribe button. Yeah, fix the vertical scene. I don't know. Tell me how you guys think about the vertical scene. I think it looks cooler this way. I put more rounded edges across all of our versus just being like the rectangles that we had. Yeah, let me know what you guys think about that. If you don't,
I'll check it out later.
I'll revert it back to its.
I'll tell you if I don't like it, James, and I expect changes immediately.
Yeah, I'll revert it. I'm trying to work on the scenes here on both the solo stream and on the podcast to kind of liven up a little bit of the background. So I'll progress little by little and see what I can do there. But yeah, Ash, where can I catch you at?
You can catch me at As a Sugarman on YouTube.
What about you, Fan?
You can catch me at Phaneckswhy at all the socials.
What about you, Brian?
I'm at red_so_deep on Twitter.
And as always, you can catch me right here. I'll be back Friday with some more Eternal Darkness. And then Sunday with the podcast. I don't know why I couldn't think right now. Thanks for watching. Thank you, Ash. Thank you, Fan. Thank you, Brian. We'll see you guys next time.